Welcome to Christian Statesman. I'm your host, Zach Wagner, and this is episode 46, The Twilight Zone. There is a common feeling among many of the more awakened among us. The universal feeling is that we have entered a surreal version of what used to be a common reality. Things seem to be progressing at an unusual pace and heading in a direction that leads us further and further into new and unexplored territory. Except that new territory is more akin to the newly occupied forest on Isla Sorna after the raptor fences have gone down. There is a sense of danger lurking, and it is a real impression for many to feel they have entered the Twilight Zone. Perhaps it is the perception of a faux presidency. We see Biden going through the motions, repopulating the swamp with every brand of radical, slimy swamp creature, signing executive orders that portend only difficulty for the country. He does not seem presidential. There is little perceptible mantle of authority. He appears almost like an actor on a stage, not the most powerful world leader exercising true authority and leadership. We see the old shop-worn dialogue being resuscitated about climate change and strange and nebulous concepts of equity, gender equity, racial equity, financial equity. Equity, according to Biden's shills, is now the overriding criteria for government programs and action. Yet even as they spout this ideological claptrap, it seems the very champions of such rhetoric have little idea of what they actually mean. Meantime, strange things like troops in perpetual occupation in Washington, D.C., the White House looking dark and lacking any visual dynamic, tease the discerning eye. What exactly is happening here? The media is constantly feeding us a supposed ongoing reality, yet the daily diet of propaganda and talking points seems even more disconnected than it has in the past. As the left-wing press attempts to prop up Biden as the answer to all of our ills, even the New York Times is wondering why he suddenly thinks the government functions on a never-ending conga line of executive orders. On the international front, we have had the governments of 4 countries, Russia, Estonia, Netherlands, and Kuwait, resign. That is the entire cabinet of controlling officials. We've had the prime ministers of Italy and Germany step aside. What is going on out there? When has there ever been a point in history when entire cadres of high government officials have just stepped aside? If we were to say anything about such developments, we would certainly qualify them as unusual. China is reportedly desperate and on the verge of an economic collapse. A number of Biden executive orders, as predicted, are pointed to help ease the burdens Trump placed on China, including allowing them back into our utilities infrastructure. What on earth would be the point of that? China's number one goal is to replace the United States as the predominant global economic superpower. Is there any rational reason to help them with that objective? Back on the home front, we have the financial elite quaking in their boots as the widespread financial fraud Wall Street and certain hedge fund managers participate in on a regular basis was exposed in the whole GameStop debacle. It does not take an Einstein-level mathematician to realize you cannot accurately or legally short 140% of a company's available stock. Any number over 100 is a number that technically does not exist. And now we have ramifications rippling through Wall Street and all the way up to the Federal Reserve. Perhaps they will just print more money. Since we have entered an age of QE infinity, why not just cook up a few trillion more in funny money bailouts? It seems like the Fed is determined it is all monopoly money anyway, for they are treating our entire currency system as exactly that. If all of this, and so much more, seems totally unreal to you, you are not alone. If you sense the realities and all the things you previously took for granted shifting underfoot, you are certainly not alone. Even previously snoozy and disinterested people, folks who paid little attention to such goings-on, are sitting up in their easy chairs wondering what the heck is happening. If you get a sense that we are now living in a remote corner of the Twilight Zone, maybe it is because we are. We thank you for joining us today and hope you will tune in often. And as always, have a blessed day.